Bridget.
Hi, Colleen.
How are you?
I'm good.
So what am I going to be seeing today in your lesson?
I'd like for you to come in for the reading for meaning part.
Okay.
I've been working on narrative, but mainly been focusing on expository text with McKenna because she's going to 5th grade, and I feel like that, combined with some silent reading of the expository text, is going to be important for her moving forward. So we're going to talk a little bit about some of the vocabulary she's going to encounter in the reading, and then she's going to read the first part. I'm going to have her read the first part aloud and then do a little summary, oral summary, like a quick retell, and then the second part I'm going to have her read silently, and then at the end I'm going to have her do a Venn diagram. So the topic is zebras and horses, like the similarities and the differences.
Okay. Why do you think this is good at this time? Because she's going to be using the content area?
Yeah, content area. I've been trying to incorporate, I've been sort of gradually moving away from all oral reading to work on some silent reading. That's something I thought in my remedial action plan that would be important. And also I just know going to 5th grade, this type of skill is more important as she gets older. And even moving on after that into middle school, she's going to need to be able to do that.
Okay. So explain how this lesson is going to happen and what you want me to check for.
Well, I've been thinking about, I described a little bit, so I'm going to preview some vocabulary. I'm going to kind of talk a little bit about what does she know about zebras and horses already. We did a KWL last week, so that accessing...
On zebras and horses?
No, about a whole different text, but she loves animals, so I'm doing a lot of stuff with animals. It's koalas. So I'm going to kind of reference that about remembering what do you know, so what do you know about these. I'm not going to have her do the whole strategy, but just sort of refer back to it to help her kind of access some prior knowledge about zebras and horses to see what she knows.
On her own?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm not going to have her write, I'm just going to kind of have a little discussion with her, right.
Okay.
Then present some of the vocabulary that she'll encounter. I think there's only 3 words. Sociable I put, poise, and there was one other word, I think interact was the other word that I thought maybe she would struggle with. So touch on some of those words and then have her do the reading. And then at the end I'm going to have her work on the differences in the Venn diagram and then the similarities. So what I was kind of hoping that you could look for is my prompting of her. I feel like since we are doing some silent reading now, I'm always wondering, is she really getting it? I mean, I'll be able to see it at the end, but when we do the oral piece and then when she does the silent piece, am I not giving her the answers, but giving her prompts to make her go back into the text to look for text connections, and also just using her own information, her own thinking, instead of me providing the answers, giving her thought-provoking questions that will make her go back and find them on her own.
All right, that'd be a good thing to watch because I'm doing that myself.
Okay,
I feel like I'm always giving a little too much, you know, so I want to make sure that, just like you said, they're doing it on their own and that your questions are not guiding them too much, but giving them just enough. So,
especially since we're near getting closer to the end of this tutoring experience, I've touched on so many different strategies, and I've done this in the reading connected text, and now I kind of want to do it in the reading for meaning. Is she using just spontaneously on her own? Is she thinking, well, let me go back and reread. Let me look at this sentence. Let me think about the word that we touched on. So some of the things that we've been working on, I'm going to see if she's internalized them and then is able to use them when she's working. You know, she's working with me, but also she's kind of spontaneously thinking this would be a good time to use these strategies.
Okay, so what I hear you saying is you want her to use everything on her own to fill out the Venn diagram. So you're kind of, like your assessment will be, can she compare and contrast on her own?
Right. I'm going to probably guide her for the first piece, like when she has to write, one thing about zebras, one thing about horses. I'm probably going to do a little guiding on that one, and then just try to do short prompts on the other ones and see if she can do it without me even assisting at all. I'm just kind of curious to see how far she goes before she stops and asks for a question, or if she kind of waits for me to tell her. So those kinds of things. Okay.
So are you going to say anything to her if you don't, like if she's doing it on her own, then you're not going to say anything?
I'm going to attempt to not say anything. If she seems to just be moving through and it seems like she knows what she's doing and I'll be watching, if it seems like she's getting off track, I'll probably have her stop just instead of wasting time doing something wrong. But I'm going to try to. That's one of the things. See if I'm just keeping quiet and letting her move forward as long as she's not asking a lot of questions and requiring a lot of prompting.
Okay, so that's the ultimate goal. All right, good.
Does that make sense?
Yes,
I mean, I'm
absolutely. I feel like that's what we're all trying to get them to do things on their own. So, and what I'm basically looking for is her understanding of everything, her ability to do it on how much she needs she does on her own and how much prompting and you have to give her.
Right.
And then also kind of like, are your questions giving too much?
Okay, right, yes, that's what I'd like for you to look for.
Okay, great, thank you.
All right, great.
Look forward to your lesson.